All right, we're going to make a song in Studio One. Again, I'm not at the coffee shop. If you watch any of my past videos, you hear all kinds of background noise. Trying it at home because the coffee shop is kind of loud, but I still have my coffee. All right, so what we're going to do is, if you have Presonus Sphere, you have a bunch of expansion packs here, and I'm just going to dip again into some of these because I just touched on one yesterday. But let's do another one. I touched on, I think, Synthspiration. No, I think I might have touched Synergenic Grooves. Let me check. It's neat stuff. Let's see what we got here. So I'm just going to look for some good ideas out of this. All right. I think this is kind of neat. Let's just take the drums out. So we got kick, 1, 2, 3, stomp, snare, clap, snap. Let's just take all these, drag them into to the project, and hear how that sounds. All right. So since we're probably going to use all those drums, let's select them all and just pack them into a folder. You can just right-click after you select them all and pack a folder, and then we'll just call it drums. And once we open that folder, let's do a little bit of mixing on it just to make sure all the levels are right on them. Because you see over here, we're maxing out. It's a little too loud. So let's I'm going to put a limiter on, bring the threshold to 0, and then just, I'm going to select them all. Just bring them all down a little tad, so they're not crushing the limiter. Let's take a look at the limiter. See that yellow there? That means I'm already pushing too hard and I'm just playing drums. All right, cool. All right, so that's a pretty interesting rhythm. I'm probably not going to use any of these synth leads because I want to make my own. But let's hear the demo mix. It's neat, but yeah, let's make our own. We just have a cool drum beat. Now let's make our own other stuff. Let's turn off the mixer. Let's close the folder, make some room, open up instruments. And one request from the YouTube comments was, Steve, I like when you use Presonus stock stuff, because I was using some other VSTs yesterday. So let's let's appease that person. I think it was Billy. And let's bring in presence. And let's see what we got here. What's classic orchestra? Brass? Trumpet section. That sounds neat. Cool thing about being at home is I have my MIDI controller, so I could play with MIDI, play in MIDI stuff instead of just drawing it in, which was another criticism somebody gave me the other day. They're like, son, you need to get a MIDI controller, man. I'm like, I'm at the coffee shop, bro. All right, speaking of coffee, I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm going to drink some. Damn, it's hot. All right, presence, horns. What do we got here? Let's play some stuff and just mess around. Now, I just made that up on the first try, but if I wanted to use that, like yesterday, we could go into the inspector here, pull this down, for presence, pull this down, click retrospective recording, and it actually recorded that piece. All right, I think I kind of got lucky on that, but I'll keep it. Sounds pretty good. Now, what do we want to add to that? How about we bring in Mai Tai and initialize the patch, turn on some reverb, and just have it as a standard saw wave going like with that. All right, I'm going to mess around, just find some chords that fit. Oh, what happened? What happened? I must have clicked something on presence. What did I activate something here? Let's see what we got. Okay, I changed something. Let's try it again. Okay. At least we're kind of back to normal. Let's bring it back to Mai Tai. Sorry about that. And let's open this up. And let's duplicate that guy. Let's just mess around with this. I kind of like that last thing I played, but all of it sounds cool. I'm a sucker for sawtooth synth, just plain old sawtooth wave. It's one of my favorite sounds on earth. It's just beautiful. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hit Shift C to turn on the pre-count, so I get some click-ins here. 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. Let's duplicate that. I don't know how that turned red, but when I was clicking all those buttons, it must have turned that track red. All right, so that's a cool start. So why don't we bring in some drums now? Let's just bring in impact and go up to the default here and just do a quick scroll down. Urbanic producer pack. Let's just see what's in there. Let's try a drum beat. All right. I didn't mean to do that. I actually wanted to bring in a bass because we already have drums, but this is a cool, we could use the original drums as an intro and then these new drums as a verse. So let's separate things. Let's go into the arranger, call this intro. Call this verse. This way, this would be like this. We could even probably make some of the hi-hats go into the next track. All right, cool. Let's back up the drums again. And let's go back to Mai Tai. We need a bass. Should it be a traditional instrument kind of bass? Yeah, let's bring in like a piano and use that as a bass just for fun. So let's just go to piano. Let's bring in a full piano. And just hear how that sounds for bass. Here we go. Cool. I think it sounded pretty good. Let's quantize it, and let's only have that come in during the verse. Let's duplicate that. Here's how the verse sounds. All right, why don't we do some vocals now? Since I'm home, I got a good mic. It's actually just a Behringer X. It's a Behringer XN8500. That's what I use for all my courses and some vocal recording. Got it at a pawn shop, I think, for like $20. Let me see what the tag says. It's covered up, but I think I got it for like $20. But those are solid mics, man. I think you get them on Amazon for almost nothing, but they sound good. All right, back to business. Let's put an audio track in, and let's see what we can do here. Check 1 2. Ba 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 ba. All right, all I wanted was just that little piece, because what I'm going to do now is put in a sample 1 track, take that vocal clip and just chuck it in. Let's get rid of that vocal track now and go back to sample 1. It still has the clip in there, and I just wanted to get a piece right there when I hit it pretty good. Yeah. All right, so we just put a sample in with just some reverb, and let's make a lead with that or something. Let's just play around with it. What note is that actually in real? It's an A. So I'm trying to play it on a C on the keyboard. But here's the thing. It's tricky about samples. I sang the note of A, but if you look at the keyboard down here, it's saying the source or the root is C. So let's just change the root to A2. So the root is here now. So now when I hit A on the keyboard, it's actually an A. So now if I play, it'll sound normal, or it'll sound right. Let's put it that way. One other thing too. Let's go back to the sampler. See how it stops when it gets to the end of the locator? If we put on loop, now what is it? Sustain? And then just adjust this just to the end. I don't want to have it have that start and stop. What's release? I don't know the difference between sustain and release. I would like for that to kind of... Is this the X fade? Is that what that is? Let me try that. It might be. I think that's what X fade is. Ooh, there it is. So now it's continuous. You see, you don't hear it start the... It just sounds like it goes. It doesn't start over. You don't hear it starting over. So that's... I think I figured that out. And let's play now. And I think I want to bring the vocal in on like verse 2. So here's an easy way to do it. Just take the click up here on verse, D for duplicate, and then we'll bring in that vocal part. So let's hit record. Neat. let's duplicate that. So here's the whole song from the beginning. Why did it not play the horns? There. All right. One thing I want to do also in the intro is I want the synth to not come in at full blast. This guy. I want it to be a little more gentle. So I'm just going to connect these two clips. G to group them. And if I extend it out a little bit, it will allow me to bounce and save the reverb tail. So it's going to pop it onto a new track. And then I'm just going to mess with this new track. I do this a lot. I bounce a lot so I don't have to make all kinds of changes to a track where, okay, the synth is coming in heavy here, but not here. I just bounce, and then I just mess with the bounced part, and then I don't have to worry about the original track. The original track's the way I want to keep it. This guy I can mess with. And let's use the auto filter in Presonus. That's cool. And why don't we add like an analog reverb in here? So I'm just going to open up not an analog reverb, analog delay. Open up effects. Let's go to analog delay and chuck it in sends on our bounced track. And let's just see if that gives it any flavor. I think it's cool. We can even automate the filter a little bit, the cutoff on that filter. So let's right-click on this, edit the automation to cutoff. I like where it ends up, but maybe we could start it a little lower and just give it a little more flavor. Yeah, that's cool, right? I like it. Nice. That's beautiful. And to see the heavy synth came in back up at the top where I didn't touch that track. All the settings were the same. I liked where everything was. So that's one good thing about bouncing and then messing with another track. Anything I break on the second track won't affect the first one. So I like my original. If you like your original settings, you don't want to futz with it. Bounce something to a new track and then mess with the new track. And then the first track will stay original. I mean, this is just my tie with one oscillator activated and nothing else, like no real effects or anything, or some reverb, but it's just a great sounding synth, so I have to give it to Presonus on that one. All right, so let's play the whole thing and hear how it all sounds together. I don't know why that starts off like that, but let's do this. Something got a little messed up on the sample here. Let's duplicate that again. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know why it stopped. Anyway, I think it's a good start of a song. We went over a couple things. We learned how to pack stuff into a folder. We learned how to record something super fast and then just chuck it into sample one. Now, the way I put that audio into sample one is one way, but sample one has its own audio recorder too. Check this out. I'll do this real quick. You just go to record, and then you don't have to put it on a track like I did originally. Like, yo, 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 what's up? And then you just yo, yo, what's up? So that's it. I should have probably done that from the beginning. Just use sample one's recorder. And I would have wanted mono, not stereo, but you could change it somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, I did it the way I did it, and that's how I did it. So, again, these videos are designed to just get some inspiration flowing. Open up your DAW at least once a day. Chuck some stuff in there. Mess with sample packs. Mess with expansion packs. Get ideas. Break things apart. Add effects. Turn things on. Turn knobs. Move levers and faders. And have fun. All right, that's it for today. See you guys next video.